Dr. Susan in the house.
Wow, I so need to train my family how to do that when I walk in the door at night. That's amazing. Thank you so much for being here today. You are part of an amazing company, and I am honored to be here. I am so honored. I'm a little nervous, but I'm unbelievably honored. I am here to talk to you today about seed nutrition, but before I do that, I said backstage to Aaron, he stole my idea about taking a selfie, so I'm going to do one better. I'm going to take a picture of the audience, and then what I'll do is I'll post these on my Facebook page, and you guys can all tag yourselves, okay? So there we go. You can wave if you want. So I just want to do that so you can all make sure that everybody knows that you were here at the first convention, because this is going to be amazing. So let me put this down. So what I'm here to talk to you about is discovering seed-based nutrition. I am here today because of my friend Nick Petrock, who's somewhere in the audience. He introduced me to Soul back in January. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease, which is yucky. But anyway, thanks to Nick, I am here. And this has become an amazing part of what I do in my professional life as an integrative holistic health educator. So I'm here to talk to you about discover. And one of the things I always try to do is, what is the word discover? We're here to discover. Back in 1998, Google made it possible to go online and discover anything. And so to discover, basically what that means is you can find something unexpected in the course of a search. The guy sitting next to me on the plane on the way here discovered Soul. And on the way home, I'm picking a seat in the middle, so both people on either side of me will discover it as well. So make sure you all switch your seats on your flights home, so you have somebody on either side of you, and you'll have 2 new brain partners by the time you get home. So when you discover things, you want to make something known to somebody else. I have met a phenomenal group of people here since I've been here on Thursday, and I'm sure I'll meet even more today and tomorrow. So share your discovery with others. My job today is to help you discover about seed-based nutrition and why it is so vital. Socrates once said, the only evil is ignorance. So if we work to discover some facts about seed-based nutrition and share that with others, I'm convinced we can change the world for the healthier. So we talk about our medical world today. And my friends who know me know I'm the anti-pharmaceutical person. But I try to teach a little bit about the pharmaceuticals. There's information on here for those of you squares and triangles who need this, but I will tell you, I am a squiggle trapped inside a triangle, trapped inside a square, that's trapped inside a circle. So I'm going to have the PowerPoint available for you, but I'm also going to go off script. So that's how it works. I have read so much about our medical world today, and some of the people that I'll just allude to here is in the Journal of American Medical Association, they actually have an article in there that prescription drugs kill more people per year than car accidents. And that's either due to misuse, conflicting drugs, or the fact that your system just can't handle the pharmaceuticals that are put inside your system. T. Colin Campbell wrote a book called The China Study, and he also talks about how the drugs and surgical advances out there, they're amazing. The technology's out there, but for some reason the death rate and the cure rate is not there, even though we have all of these technological advances in the medical community. So what I try to do is, let's discover new knowledge that can help change that. So I believe that when you discover something, your passion is what gives you the ability to share that with others. I am very passionate about seed-based nutrition, your body chemistry, balancing your pH, and helping everybody on the planet live a healthier life. I think that is just a vital thing that we all need to do. Seed nutrition can do that. That's my personal belief, and it's what I try to share with everybody else. There is a ton of knowledge out there. All you have to do is look for it. So if you're looking for information out there, you can find it. I have some sites up here that a lot of my friends like to go to, and honestly, some of my clients, I let them go there because some of the stuff is really easy to read, and it's not so technological that they get lost in the jargon. And part of the discovering process that I like to do is discover proper nutrition. What is proper nutrition? Sometimes you hear that, oh, this might be good for you, and this is good for you, and if you listen to one TV show, they're promoting one supplement, and if you listen to this one over here, they say, no, don't do it. We call it in our business navigating the maze of proper nutrition. But the bottom line is this with proper nutrition. Proper nutrition is what you take into your body so that your body can operate at an optimal level of performance. I relate the body to the car a lot. You wouldn't put sugar water in your car to run it, would you? You all would? Wait, no one said no. No, you would not do that. So just like there's some things you should not put in your body if you want your body to work at the optimal rate. So, and what we have found is that proper nutrition can also prevent the body from responding in a particular manner that can get you into some serious health issues. We call that disease today. So that's what proper nutrition is. The question is what is proper nutrition? Sometimes you have to define that for yourself. Way back, way before I was born, I'm not dating myself, but this was a long time ago, Aristotle once said that we all start with a blank slate. In other words, when you were born perfect. Your system was designed to work in a very cohesive manner. All of the body systems that you have, it's an amazing miracle, the way the human body is supposed to work. Even Aristotle back then discovered that what we put into our body affects the way our body works and responds to the environment. So this is dating back years. Was anybody around back then? No, okay, just checking. So, and it's an interesting thing. So, our job today is because we were born with a blank slate. There's things that have affected that. Our job today is to mitigate all of those stressors and chemicals and pesticides and things that affect the way our body works. And you go, well, how do you do that today? You know, you can't just not breathe if you're in a city that's very polluted. It's very hard, I've tried, it doesn't work. But what you want to do is give your body the best ability it can to mitigate all of the factors that affect our clean slate that we were born with. Proper nutrition is the way to do that. So, and this is where seed-based nutrition comes in. And somebody once said to me, why do seeds matter? How many of you have ever planted a garden? Isn't it an amazing experience?
Yeah.
You take that little seed and you take care of it. And you plant it, and you water it, and you make sure that nothing happens to it. You make sure none of the weeds grow around it. And that's because we take care of our seeds. That's because seeds are the powerhouse of life. Everything that we need are encompassed in a seed. And the fact that a seed knows how to grow, to me, is just a miracle. Did you ever think about that? How does one seed figure out how to turn into a sunflower plant 10 to 12 feet tall? Isn't that just incredible? And how one seed can turn into those giant sequoia trees in California, if you've ever been out there. It's amazing. So, but the seeds are the crucial part and the foundation for our proper nutrition for our body. Did you know that there are seed banks around the world that are protecting today's seeds? Did you know that? There's a place in Norway that they are collecting every seed that's ever been around, and they have it in the secret storehouse. Oh, I just gave it away. It's in Norway. No, kidding. It's public knowledge. But they're actually studying other seed banks where they are saving seeds and protecting them for the future. That ought to tell you something if they're trying to save our seeds. Seeds are vital to our health. They are also the foundation for many diets around the world. And of course, you know they're used in medicine as well. So what I'm going to talk to you about is the powerful seed combination that you all know about. Grape Chardonnay seed, black cumin, black raspberry, and D-Ribose we'll talk about. These three seeds that I have found, I actually knew about them before I knew about Soul, because in my life I have been teaching people how to balance their body chemistry. We call that your pH, throw back to your 7th grade science class about being acidic or basic or alkaline. And I knew about that. When I first heard Russ talk at an event in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, I was blown away because I heard the words come out of his mouth about balancing your pH. And I have to tell you, I've seen many presentations, many doctors, thousands of hours of webinars, and no one has ever talked about that. And I've been practicing it for years, and when I heard him say that, I'm like, fine, that was my aha moment. You know, that, like, somebody gets it. It's so exciting. So I'm going to talk to you about these seeds. Some of you may already know this, but I will tell you that I've seen this personally and how they work in the people that I work with and the clinics that I work out of. Why grape Chardonnay? There's so many research articles on grape Chardonnay. One time I heard that the reason why grape Chardonnay seeds are so powerful is because when that plant grows, the roots grow the deepest into the soil. And therefore they also, it absorbs a lot of the minerals and nutrients from the soil in which they are cultivated. Grape Chardonnay has been used for so many things. The research out there is staggering. But one of the neatest things about grape Chardonnay that everybody I know likes is that it is an anti-inflammatory and works wonders for skin disorders. And again, you can research this on many websites. But the other cool thing is with grape Chardonnay is that it works, it has been shown to help cancer patients. And that's a passion of mine, is working with cancer patients. So, but it neutralizes free radicals in the system. And we know that if you neutralize the free radicals, that gives the red blood cells ability to carry more oxygen. And that's one of the cool things about grape Chardonnay. Black raspberry also does many things. I'm not going to read this word for word, but one of my favorite studies was done by the University of Ohio on black raspberry, and it has been shown that it decreases the rate of cancer reoccurrence in patients who use black raspberry seed. So that's one of my passions. But black raspberry is an amazing seed-based product that does wonders for the human body. It helps with the liver, and I like, now again, I'll take back to Greek mythology, even though I wasn't there, I read this, but it actually was associated with fertility. So that's one of the nice things about black raspberry. And it's a very powerful fruit and comes from obviously a very powerful seed. And the other cool thing that's in Soul that I think, how many of you know about? No, just kidding, is black cumin. This is the most sought after seed. There are companies out there that are fighting to patent protocols for black cumin. That ought to tell you something too about how important it is. But black cumin is so powerful. It dates back thousands and thousands of years, back to King Tut. Muhammad has talked about it. There are so many people back in history that have talked about what black cumin can do and how vital it is for seed-based nutrition. I always tell people is that it has been shown in scientific studies to boost the immune system, to fight cancer, to prevent pregnancy, but at the same time, it's such an adaptogen that what it also does is I've seen it in cases where women who have had issues after giving birth that their breast milk doesn't come in, it's been used to promote breast milk production. So how amazing is that? But again, it works with your system. It's an amazing seed. And it has been used for digestive issues, and I'm sure many of you can read what is, but the other cool thing about this is it really helps the breathing process with asthma and allergies. And I have a lot of research on that particular aspect of why black cumin is so important. Black cumin in medicine, again, not that I'm promoting Google, but all you have to do is just Google black cumin in medicine and you will get many, many research articles. The Indian Journal of Endocrinology also has many articles on how black cumin has been used to help stabilize hormone issues, and particularly in women. So that's another amazing thing about black cumin. So these seeds are amazing. They're powerful. They're potent. And they work. I've seen them. It's amazing. How many of you like seed-based nutrition right now? Good. D-Ribose is also a very important aspect. It's needed in the human body. One of the things that I like about D-Ribose is that it promotes ATP. I'll let you pronounce that one. Just kidding. But what that means is it helps promote the healing process of the human body. Your body cannot heal itself without ATP. And D-Ribose is used for that. And it provides energy. How many of you noticed that when you took Soul, you had less fatigue and you were roaring and ready to go? How many of you have ever done that? Yes? I'm a runner, and I'll tell you right now that I cannot run without taking Soul. It is my go-to, and it is amazing. Yes, I did run this morning. Where were you all? No one came running with me this morning. But D-Ribose has been documented to treat fibromyalgia, promotes mental clarity and focus, and increase power productivity in athletes. So that's another amazing aspect of how one thing can just totally help the human body. And because I have the opportunity of working in several different clinics and spas in Pennsylvania, and I'm a scientist, I wanted to do a client study. So I'm going to share a client study with you. I have a 56-year-old female who is a former breast cancer survivor. Well, not a former survivor, she's a current survivor. She was a former breast cancer patient. Severe, severe psoriasis. She didn't want to leave the house. She has been on many, many, many prescription meds, and nothing has helped her. So she came to one of my seminars, because I do them weekly where I live. And I was talking about pain and inflammation, and of course talking about Soul. And you know, I said to her, I said, you know what, are you willing to try it? I said, what do you have to lose at this point? She goes, oh, I'll try it. So I packed up 7 packets and I gave them to her, and I made her promise me that she had to take them. And if not, then I was going to charge her for them if she didn't take them. Right. It's a nice little gig, but it works. And she goes, oh, I promise I'll take them, I'll promise. And I said, look, today is Wednesday, I want to take a picture of you. And then when we come back in 7 days, I want another picture of you. So I was told her not to change anything else in her life, nothing, other than just starting her day with a packet of Soul. So this was her picture from day 1. And she was itchy. It actually hurt her to hold her arms up because she was stretching her skin. She was just, she's like, do you really have to take my picture? I said, yes, I do, because I want to document this. So this was day 1. I talked to her day 3 just to make sure she was taking the Soul every morning, and she was. So day 7, we met back at the exact same location, at the exact same time of day, and I made her stand in the exact same location so the lighting was identical. Again, I'm a scientist, and we do efficacy and studies for the technical people, so I had to make sure it was the exact same time of day, exact same lighting, whole nine yards. So this was day 1. After 7 days on the product, this is day 7. Now you notice she's a little bit red, but you'll also notice all of those hardcore bumps are gone. And the amazing thing about her first comment, she actually called me day 3, by the way, she did not itch at all. She was like, I don't know what's in that, I love it, thank you. And that was day 7. She also had some really nasty patches on her leg that she refused to let me take a picture of because she was very embarrassed. But I will tell you that 2 months later, she has now taken the supplement regularly, absolutely loves it, and she is convinced that seed-based nutrition will change her life. And she has since then, she no longer itches. I actually saw her in a pair of shorts, which for her is a breakthrough. So, and that's just one of my client studies that I wanted to share with you today on the power of seed-based nutrition and how it can make such a positive impact in someone's life. So, your job is to discover the challenge. Thank you for her, because she actually took the product. I just introduced her to it. Your job is to discover the challenge. I'm a cognitive learning specialist by trade. I love the human brain, how it works. And I will tell you that, you know, when you go and present this to other people, sometimes you have to know a little bit about the human brain, and I'll tell you that the average human takes 8 learning cycles until they get it, until it's committed to long-term memory. So sometimes you might have to go after somebody about 8 times. Now, if they're a gifted learner, that means they have a really high IQ, they can get it in 1 time. Okay, so sometimes you have to know your people. It's just like knowing what shape they are. Those with a photographic or audiographic memory, My son, he gets it in less than one time. He's like, I already know what you're going to say, Mom. Thank you. So know that about your people and discover the importance of communicating with others. But what goes beyond the cognitive piece for me is passion and emotion. How many of you are passionate about being here? How many of you have an emotional connection to being here today? Yes. That is what will promote you to the next level. Sharing that emotion. Because when you discover that, you can relate to other people. And when you make your story, your emotional, this has changed my life. This has changed my life. When you relate that to other people and the importance of seed-based nutrition, when you get to that emotional piece, you start making connections and you start connecting energies. And that is what will grow this for you. And sometimes you have to get to their emotional need. And I have a couple of examples up here that if you can work with this and see how this helps you, I know it will, it's worked tremendously for me, is what possibilities are in somebody's future that you're talking to? How can you make it emotionally relevant to them? This is what I like to ask people. Well, what this could mean for you is less fatigue. What this could mean for you is increased hormone balance and less adrenal fatigue. Wouldn't you love that? Make that emotional connection to seed-based nutrition. Make it relevant to the person you're talking to. And that is one amazing way on how you can make a connection and increase the message of seed-based nutrition. I always try to tell people one of the things I've always been taught my whole life is to fight the paradigm. Like I said, I'm a squiggle and a triangle and a square and a circle, and I'm always trying to break through barriers. Whether you want to look at this quote from either the Talmud or Nid, it's, we do not see things as they are. We see them as we are. Yesterday we learned that we sometimes look at life through our shape. Sometimes we need to look at life through somebody else's shape to discover something, or to discover a new friend, or a new colleague, or a new partner, or a new brain partner. So if we look at that and fight the paradigm of only looking at nutrition from our eyes and look at it from everyone's eyes, that's the difference that we can make. I had the opportunity of spending some time at the beach this summer. Favorite place? Love to go run half marathons there. It's an addiction, I'm sorry. And every morning at the beach, they have these huge bulldozers that come out and they rake the sand, they make their piles, they clean it up, and they make it really pretty for everybody who's coming to the beach that morning. And one morning we were down there, and I was watching everybody on the beach, and they were walking along the tracks that the bulldozers had made. Why? Because the sand was packed, and it was easier to follow. But those tracks didn't lead you to the ocean. So you have a choice with seed-based nutrition, your business, and who you choose to meet here today. You can follow somebody else's path, or you can do what one of my children did, make your own. Hence the footprints in the sand. So I urge you today to learn everything you can about seed-based nutrition. Learn everything you can about what Soul has to offer, and Core. And share that. You have the opportunity to potentially change someone's life for the better. And wouldn't you love to do that every second of the day? My motto has always been learning means living. And that is my motto. My song today was I'm a Believer by the Monkees. That was the hardest, by the way, that was the hardest thing I ever had to do, was come up with a theme song. That took me hours. But I am a believer in seed-based nutrition, and I'm a believer in this product, and I'm a believer in this company. And I really think that everybody here today has the amazing opportunity to discover something new about seed-based nutrition. Learn everything you can. Read, engage, and share that with everybody you know, and then pass it on. Thank you.